Hello, YouTube. How is everybody doing? Hope you guys had a good weekend. Mine was kind of on the blah side. Went away for the weekend. No, mind you, had to go pay property taxes for where our camper is and everything because it's a private property we own. And by the time we got into the trailer, it was kind of miserable out. Dropped some stuff off from the truck. Then from there, went back into town, put in laundry, did some groceries. Then went back to the camper. Then hubby ran back into town to, deal with the rest of the laundry once it was done. We like doing laundry out there because it's cheaper. It's a small little town other than being in the big city where it costs you an arm and a leg to do laundry compared to a small town. So anyway, so we did all that. I took 2 projects with me. One was the the snoot I've been working on. I have no update for it today for you. I did not work on it one bit. What I did work on was a project for one of the groups I participate in. So that's a time-sensitive project, which then all my filler projects, get pushed back to the back burner. So you're sitting there thinking, okay, if I don't have an update for that, why am I doing a video? I did a small little yarn shopping on the way home from the trailer today. We stopped to grab some stuff that I wanted for tonight's dinner. And then hubby's like, well, I'll stop at Walmart, later in the week and get what I need rest for my lunches. I'm like, no, we're going to Walmart today. I want to get some yarn. Now, I had planned on buying the yarn myself. I had enough on my card. Hubby decided, just throw it in the till, and he bought it for me. So, now, it's a mosaic hexagon pieces that you put together, and then on the edges, they're half hexagons from what I've looked at. I haven't really watched the video in the full thing yet. I'm hoping there's going to be a way to make it a little bigger, like hopefully a couple hexagons wider and a couple taller, because I do want it a bit bigger. Now, in the video, I know their main color is white, which you guys know I've got couple skeins of whites. I'm okay there for now. And if I need to get more, white is very easily to get at all the yarn locations I shop at. And then I know it called for 2 different shades of blue and then whatever color for the border or the envelope border, which I'm excited to do because I've never done one of those borders before. I decided all my hexagons and half hexagons are going to just be blue and white. Now, she's naked because her tag with her wrap was falling off on the shelf. So I think she was being abused, so I had to bring her home to a loving home and get some care. So I got 2 of the light blue. And then I also got for the border, now I think I might already have this blue in my stash. Maybe, I'm not sure, but I went and got a dark blue as well. So the light blues are for the hexagon to go with the white, and then the dark blue for the border. So yeah, just a small yarn haul, nothing spectacular or anything like that, nothing crazy. It was under just over maybe $18 for the 3 of them because they're $5 something each Canadian, and then you add all the taxes and all that stuff to it. But yeah, I got those at Walmart. Small little yarn haul. I'm now going to dig out my white that I need to put with it. But hey, so if you're new to my channel and you'd love to see how this blanket turns out or other projects I make, please consider hitting the subscribe button, turn on the notifications. Maybe give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Now, I am mainly a yarn channel, although next weekend, fingers crossed, I'll have something different to share with you guys, because next week I believe is Mother's Day weekend, which here in Canada, that is a free weekend for fishing. So I know hubby and I are going to go fishing. I don't know if we're going to go Saturday or we're going to go Sunday, because it'll be all weekend long. So, for both days, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. My kids, unfortunately, don't like to fish anymore. They didn't mind it when they were little, but now as adults, no, they have no interest in fishing at all. But the hubby and I enjoy it. So hopefully next week I'll be able to share a video with you guys and have some fish in it. Now, we do just fish to catch and release. It's for the sport. Both my brothers on my mom's side and my mom all love to fish. My grandmother, she loved to fish. I don't know what other relatives. Like I know when my mom was growing up and they lived in Ottawa, my grandfather would drop off my two uncles and my mom along the St. Lawrence River, and they get dropped off at a certain time, and they knew once the sun got to a certain point that pack up and get ready because my grandfather was on the way to their dad, aka my grandfather, was on the way to pick them up, and they had to hike back up from the water from where he always dropped them off. It was a gravel road, and they'd sit there on their buckets, and then my grandfather would come and get them. At least that's the story I had heard. And they would come home with buckets full of fish, and my grandmother would gut them all and get them all prepped and whatever for the freezer. But when you're raising 8 kids, you do what you gotta do, right? And that was only 8, where my grandparents on my dad's side, there was 18 kids. So I was like, my goodness, that's crazy. So anyways, yeah. But I just catch and release. My husband's not really a fish eating person. He says he's willing to try at some point, and I'd like to actually do fish on the barbecue because I've never had it that way. So I'm thinking when it's not so much I don't think I'm going to do Father's Day weekend, but there's a week in July, I think it is, that it's a whole week worth of fishing, plus both weekends, the weekend before and after. So I'm thinking, because we didn't get our license this year, now that we're already the 5th month in, it's not worth paying the full price for a fishing license for part of little over half a year. So we just go when it's free. And last year, it was a bad year for fishing, so I'm hoping this year will be better. But I'm thinking when we're on holidays in July, try and catch a couple nice sized little fish that I can do on the barbecue, especially in tin foil with the butter and the herbs and the lemon and all that. So if you guys have good fishing cooking recipes, please let me know. When I'm at the camper where I fish, I usually get bluegill sunfish, the same breeds of just different forms of them. I get catfish, largemouth. I've caught one largemouth bass, bowfin, and I caught one small, and I mean small, perch. And then I think I caught a trout. No, I've never caught a trout. What was the other one? Can't think of it off the top of my head, but those are my main fish I catch. I do know they are all edible. 10 to 1, if anything, it's going to be the sunfish I'll cook. Because you can get some really doozy, big pan size fried ones, they say, like good for pan frying. I'm thinking of doing the bluegill or sunfish. I'm not sure. But let me know. But yeah, mainly, like I said, a yarn channel. I do fish. I also this year plan on getting my little greenhouse going on my balcony. Hopefully come the end of May, as long as the weather finally warms up enough. Like I know the other day we were at 2 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Well, I know if 0 is 32, I think 2 degrees is 36 Fahrenheit. I think. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. So like that's still pretty kind of nippy. And that was our daytime high. But I'm hoping this year to be able to do a little bit of gardening, just a few different vegetables and then some sunflowers that I want to plant this year and stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, guys, like I said, if you're new, please consider subscribing. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye for now.